Anna Johnson sat in her office, her eyes fixed on the neatly placed title tag on her desk. Anna Johnson, Chief Operating Officer. She had worked hard to achieve this position, but now a sense of insecurity settled over her. Her hand slid over the ring that symbolizes her power, and the question rang in her mind: do I really understand what's going on at the grassroots level? How can I change this company if I don't understand the root of the problem? The decision had been made. She would take on something unprecedented in the company's history, becoming an intern. At the new employee introduction, Anna sat among a group of excited young people. She wore a simple outfit and neatly tied hair, far from the familiar image of a powerful leader. Across from her were Jack, a young man who treated her with a bit of arrogance, and Mia, a shy but sympathetic girl. "Hello," Anna smiled, but immediately received an appraising look from Jack. "What are you doing here?" he said in a critical tone. Anna sensed the distance, but she chose to remain silent. She knew that, in order to understand the real problems in the company, she had to put herself in this role. That was how Anna's story began, with her drive for change and her desire to understand the human nature of her company. Anna walked into the company's warehouse on her first day as a trainee. Without a fancy office or a personal assistant, she was faced with the realities of manual work. The warehouse, where goods were sorted and inventoried, was a completely foreign world to her. Anna quickly realized that the job required more than physical strength, but also coordination and an understanding of the system. Her immediate supervisor, Peter, was strict but fair. Little did he know that the woman in front of him was the CEO of the company, and he wasn't afraid to point out her smallest mistakes. "Anna, the way you're stacking your inventory is slowing down the inventory process. Let me show you how to do it right," Peter said, his tone harsh but constructive. Anna felt embarrassed, but she also realized that she was learning things she hadn't thought of before. The relationship between the warehouse staff also gradually emerged. Jack continued to hold her in contempt, constantly complaining about Anna's slow work. Meanwhile, Mia silently helped her, giving her tips to make her work easier. An unexpected situation occurred when the inventory system crashed. A series of orders were delayed, and the pressure was on the warehouse team. Peter assigned the team to complete the manual inventory in a short time. This was when Anna realized the importance of teamwork and crisis management. While everyone was panicking, Anna came up with an idea. We could split up into teams to do inventory by area, then compare the data. That would save time. Although initially hesitant, everyone agreed to try it. Anna's plan got the job done on time, and Peter was full of praise. "That's a good idea, Anna. I don't think a new person could come up with that." Anna felt her confidence growing, but she also knew that this was just the beginning. She needed to continue exploring deeper issues in the company to find ways to make real changes. Anna walked into the conference room, a tense atmosphere permeating the small room with a round table and a few simple chairs. It was her first time attending a team meeting since becoming an intern. Unlike the fancy conference rooms she was used to, there was only a whiteboard dotted with eraser marks and dim lighting. Jack leaned back in his chair, his eyes full of challenge. Mia looked confused, twirling her pen in silence. Peter, the supervisor, walked in with a stern expression and started the meeting. "Today, we're going to discuss how to improve inventory count speed," Peter said, his voice firm. "I want to hear from everyone." There was a long silence. Jack looked around the room, smacking his lips. "It's not about the process, it's about the people," he said, his eyes glancing at Anna. "Some people need to be faster instead of slowing down the team." Anna knew Jack was referring to her, but she kept quiet and observed everything. Peter shook his head. "We're looking for solutions, not criticism. Does anyone have any ideas?" At this point, Anna spoke up, her voice clear but not too loud. "I think we can try a system of dividing the work into small groups. Each group is responsible for inventorying a certain area. Then combine the data to complete it faster." The room was silent. Jack smiled faintly. "It sounds theoretical, but you've only been here for less than a week. What do you know about the reality of this job?" Mia glanced at Anna as if she wanted to say something but didn't dare. Peter frowned, not giving his opinion right away, but letting the situation unfold naturally. Anna didn't back down. I may not understand all the details yet, but I believe that a good process will make it easier for everyone to work. We can test it in one area first, and if it doesn't work, we don't need to continue. Jack opened his mouth to say something, but Peter raised his hand to stop him. Okay, I want everyone to remember that we're here to work together. Anna's idea sounds good. We'll try it tomorrow. At the end of the meeting, Jack walked out of the room with a displeased look on his face. Mia paused to wait for Anna. Thank you, she said softly, her eyes sincere. That's a really good idea. Anna smiled, feeling a small glimmer of hope. However, she also knew that to change people's minds, especially those of Jack, she would need to do more than that. The next morning, Peter assigned Anna a new assignment to monitor the shipping and delivery process. This task required her to work with multiple departments, from the warehouse to the delivery team and even the customer service team. Anna, go with Jack and check this shipment, Peter said, pointing to the packages piled up in the corner of the warehouse. Make sure it's delivered on time. If there's any problem, you have to report it immediately. Jack couldn't hide his displeasure. We're bringing a rookie, he muttered, but he turned to lead the way. During the inspection, Anna noticed that some of the packages were mislabeled, which could lead to incorrect deliveries. She pointed out the problem to Jack. If we leave it like this, the customer won't get right product, she said, her voice calm. Jack raised his eyebrows and replied with a sneer, You must have read a book on process management, right? We've been doing this here for years, no problem. Anna knew that arguing with Jack was not the best way to go at this point. She quietly took notes of what she saw and told herself she would figure out a solution later. During lunch break, Anna sat with Mia in a small corner of the warehouse. Mia, though shy, was always willing to help and talk to her. You know, Mia said softly, her eyes slightly sad. Here, people like me sometimes have to work twice as hard to get noticed. But what happens? They only look at our weaknesses to judge us. Anna listened silently, feeling a simmering anger inside her. What Mia shared not only reflected the injustice in the company, but also reminded Anna of the obstacles she had faced when she started her career. In the afternoon, while working with the delivery team, Anna continued to notice the inadequacy in the coordination between departments. Small errors in the operating process added up, causing delivery times to be extended and work efficiency to decrease. At this time, Anna began to write down all the problems she observed, from the way packages were handled to the shortcomings in the system to the attitudes of some employees. A plan for change was forming in her mind. She knew that change couldn't come from waiting. It had to start with the little things she was experiencing every day. Anna sat in a corner of the warehouse, her eyes focused on the lines she had carefully compiled. Unexpected process operations, additional processing analysis, and the indifferent attitude of some employees painted a not-so-bright picture of the company's current state. But instead of feeling frustrated, Anna realized that this was an opportunity for her to start with small changes. The next morning, Peter assigned a small project to the warehouse team to complete the sorting and organizing of a large shipment within 3 days. This was a task that warehouse employees would normally consider unimportant, but Anna saw an opportunity. During the break, she sat down next to Mia. Mia, do you have any ideas for completing this task faster? Mia was slightly surprised by Anna's question. Up until now, her opinions had rarely been taken seriously by anyone, especially those who were higher up in the group. I think it might be faster if we split the shipment into product groups before sorting, Mia said, her voice filled with hesitation. Anna was furious. That's a good idea. Then you and I will test a small portion of the shipment first and see how it goes. The two got to work immediately. With Anna's guidance, Mia gradually became more confident in her organization and communication with her teammates. Small improvements in the process quickly yielded clear results. However, the initial success did not escape Jack's suspicious gaze. He walked over as Anna and Mia were checking the results. What are you playing at? It would have been done long ago if we did it the old way, Jack said in a gay tone. Anna calmly replied, We're just trying a new method to see if it's more efficient. If not, we'll go back to the old way. Jack shook his head and walked away, but Anna knew he was watching. When the project was completed ahead of schedule, Peter marveled at the team's performance. This classification is quite effective. Who would have thought? Mia looked at Anna, but Anna just smiled and said, "The whole team came up with the best way to do things. We should apply it to future projects." That evening, Anna returned home feeling both relaxed and motivated. Even though it was just a small step, she knew that real change starts with existing individuals doing something special. Taking out her notebook, Anna began to plan the length of the plan. She knew that to make big changes in the company, she needed more than good ideas. She needed allies, and people like Mia were the first piece of the puzzle she wanted to build. Peter walked into the warehouse early in the morning with a stack of documents in his hands, his eyes filled with worry. "Team, I have some important news. We just received an urgent project from the sales department. This large shipment needs to be prepared and delivered within 2 days. If it fails, the company could lose an important customer." The atmosphere in the warehouse was tense. Jack frowned and muttered, "2 days? We're not superheroes." Peter assigned tasks to each team. Anna and Mia were assigned to inspect and ensure product quality, while Jack took the lead in packing. "Anna, I'm assigning this task to you and Mia because I think you work well together. Don't let me down," Peter said. Anna nodded. "We'll do our best." The work began immediately. Anna quickly realized that to complete the task on time, the team would have to work together more smoothly. However, it was not easy when the tension and pressure were overwhelming. Mia worked hard, but her shyness made it difficult for her to communicate with other people on the team. Anna noticed this and decided to take the initiative to support. "Mia, do you have any ideas to speed up? Don't be shy, I will help you tell everyone," Anna encouraged. Mia hesitated. "If we check the goods in groups instead of one by one, it can save time." Anna smiled. "Good idea. I will propose to Peter right away." Meanwhile, Jack seemed to take every opportunity to criticize Anna's way of doing things. "Checking in groups? Are you kidding? What if there is a mistake?" Jack said loudly in front of the whole team. Anna did not lose her composure. "If we check random samples from each group, we can still ensure the quality without wasting too much time. That is why I want to try this method." Peter heard the conversation and decided to try Anna's method. The result was unexpected. The process became smoother, and the work progress was significantly accelerated. However, as the workday was nearing its end, an unexpected incident occurred. The delivery list from the sales department had errors. Some products did not match the customer's order. Anna immediately jumped into action. She checked the entire list with Mia, trying to identify the discrepancies. "We need to contact the sales department immediately to verify." "Mia, can you help me?" Anna asked. Mia nodded, taking the initiative to go to the computer for the first time to contact the sales department. Her determination made Anna feel proud. Finally, after a stressful evening of work, everything was resolved. The shipment was prepared and ready to be shipped early the next morning. Peter walked over and said to Anna, "You did well, Anna. I see that you are not only capable of working, but also know how to lead others. I think you have the potential to go far in this company." Anna thanked Peter, but she knew that this success was not just due to her. Mia had also proven her worth, and Anna felt lucky to have a teammate like her. As she left the warehouse, Anna couldn't help but think about what had happened. She realized that to change the company, she needed to do more than just address the surface issues. She needed to find a way to build a work environment where everyone had the opportunity to develop their abilities, regardless of position or background. Anna smiled and said to herself, "This is just the beginning." Anna arrived at the warehouse earlier than usual, but she was not the first one there. Jack was standing in the corner, silently watching the computer screen. When he saw Anna enter, he quickly turned off the screen and turned away, but his eyes were full of suspicion. Anna sensed something was wrong. After the success of the first project, Jack began to pay more attention to her. However, instead of accepting her as a real member of the team, he had to try to figure it out. The energy in the warehouse was increasing as the peak season began. The orders increased dramatically, and everyone in the team had to work double to ensure progress. Jack, with a cold attitude, often double-checked Anna's work, and even a small mistake was enough for him to spread it in front of everyone. You again? Why are you so slow now? Jack said when he saw Anna checking the products for longer than usual. Anna calmly replied, I just want to make sure there are no errors. If he has a faster way to do it while still ensuring quality, I'm willing to learn. Jack did not reply, just considering the difficulty before leaving. A tense issue occurred in the morning when Mia was in charge of an important batch, but the inspection system suddenly reported an error. The data was incorrect, the entire shipping process was suspended, and the pressure shifted to Mia. Mia, what did you do to make this batch wrong? The senior manager from the main operation room was annoyed during the inspection. Mia freely explained, I followed the procedure correctly, but the system suddenly did not recognize the barcode. Anger management. There is no reason for the system to make an error even though she did it correctly. I don't want to listen to reinforcement. Anna stood nearby, unable to keep quiet. Sir, this error can be done by software. I think Mia will fix it. We should check the system. The manager turned to Anna with an annoyed look. Who are you to speak for Mia? I'm just a colleague, but I think everyone on the team should be treated fairly, Anna replied, her eyes unwavering. The manager didn't say anything more, but Anna knew that her actions would attract more attention and perhaps trouble. Later that day, Jack walked up to Anna's desk when no one else was around. You're not like the others, Jack said, his tone filled with doubt. How is a new person supposed to understand how things work here? Who are you really? Anna was unfazed by Jack's question. She replied, I'm just someone who wants to learn and contribute. If you have any doubts, ask me directly. Jack looked at Anna and groaned, but didn't say anything more. Then he turned away, but Anna knew that this was not the last time he would try to glory her. That night, Anna sat in the small apartment she had rented temporarily. She felt tired, but still showed her goals. It was not unexpected that Jack would start to doubt, but she did not expect things to come so quickly. Looking at the notebook recording the undesirable things at work, Anna remained quiet. I have to be more careful. To really change, I need to fight and be stronger. The next morning, a notice from Anna's HR department was not unexpected. Peter asked her to participate in an important meeting to prepare for a new project. This was an opportunity for Anna to prove her ability, but at the same time, it also put her in a more vulnerable position. Anna naturally said, This is the time for me to take a step forward. The morning started with a more tense atmosphere than usual in the warehouse. The orders from the company's largest customer were increasing, and all employees were required to work quickly to meet the deadline. Anna felt the pressure from all sides, but she couldn't let it get her down. While everyone was enjoying running back, Peter Bell's phone rang. He received the call nervously, and after only a few minutes, his face became fatter. The company has received information that the customer will visit this afternoon to check the warehouse. We have to make sure everything is perfect, Peter informed the team, his face full of anxiety. Anna felt sweat forming on her eyebrows. This was a great opportunity to prove her ability, but it was also a big challenge. She quickly made a plan and started the first analysis work among the team members. As time passed, the pressure became heavier and heavier. Everyone was busy, but silence began to set in when some situations failed. Jack had been biting Anna throughout the whole process, making her even more tense. You're new, but how come you don't know how to organize properly? If something happens, it'll all be your fault, Jack whispered, his eyes full of disdain. Anna couldn't let Jack sway her. She focused on solving the problem. We need to check all the events and make sure everything is properly arranged. Divide into groups and search, Anna ordered in an automated voice. Mia, sensing the tension in the air, immediately approached Anna. I can help divide the groups and monitor the inspection process. Don't worry, we'll make it, she said, her voice filled with determination. Anna felt warmed by Mia's support. They both got down to business, but they still couldn't avoid moments of crisis as time passed. As the clock struck 2 p.m., there were only a few hours left to prepare for the meeting. Anna realized that they had not yet found some important events. She began to feel anxious, but decided not to let her fear rule her. At this time, an unexpected incident occurred. The data checking system suddenly malfunctioned, making it more difficult than ever to confirm the situations. The staff began to panic, not knowing what to do next. Anna, standing in the middle of the bustling crowd, took a deep breath and came up with a plan. Everyone, listen up. We will split into three groups. One group to check the chemicals in the warehouse, one group to look for failed events, and one group to monitor the actual situation to report back. Trust each other, we can do it. Anna's determination made everyone stop and look at her, then nod. They quickly got to work. Anna followed each group, making sure everyone was in good spirits. Time flew by, and Anna felt her heart beat faster. Finally, after much effort, Mia's group found the most important event in a hidden corner of the warehouse. "We found it!" Mia exclaimed, her face beaming. Anna smiled happily. "Great! We need to get ready for the meeting quickly." As the competition begins, the client arrives and Anna stands in front of the team, spontaneously presenting the testing process and how they handled the initial situation. She sees a surprised look from the client and a satisfied smile from Peter. At the end of the workshop, the client is impressed with the way Anna and her team handled the problem. "I am very pleased with your team. Keep it up," he says. Anna feels relaxed and happy. She knows that even though Jack may not like her, Mia's support and the team's success have created a big step forward. As the evening progresses, Anna returns to her apartment, feeling more energized than ever. She tells herself, "I did it, but this is just the beginning." And then the question about Jack pops into her mind again. I need to prepare for what comes next. Anna happened to see Mia sitting quietly by the window, her eyes distant. She decided to sit down next to Mia and start a conversation. After a moment of hesitation, Mia confided that she always felt underestimated because of her background. Anna nodded, her eyes filled with understanding. "I understand that feeling, Mia. When I started my career, I also faced skeptical eyes. I didn't have a degree from a prestigious school, nor did I have any acquaintances to support me. But I reminded myself that the most important thing is action. Every time they doubted me, I proved it through my work results. I learned to turn criticism into motivation. More importantly, I never forgot my own worth." Mia listened, her eyes gradually brightening. Anna placed her hand on her shoulder, smiling softly. "Believe in your abilities. No one can define your worth but yourself." The conversation ended with a slight smile on Mia's lips, and a new ray of hope flashed in her eyes. In the days following the conversation, Anna continued to silently take notes and observe, but Jack began to notice her strange actions. One afternoon, while Anna was reviewing some documents, Jack suddenly appeared. "What are you doing here?" Jack asked, his eyes sharp. Anna calmly replied, "Just looking through some reports to better understand the process." But Jack was not easily convinced. He quietly observed Anna all that day. That evening, he discovered a notebook of hers left on the table. Flipping through the pages, Jack realized that Anna had recorded many problems of the company, including his negative behavior. Jack clutched the notebook, a scheming smile appearing on his face. "So this is why you've always acted differently," he thought. "I'll show you who's really in charge here." Anna had no idea that her plan had been discovered. She continued to work, believing that she could make a difference, unaware that Jack was preparing to take action against her. While Jack was secretly plotting to take down Anna, an unexpected ally appeared. It was Sarah, a longtime support worker who was often seen as dim-witted but always observant of everything around her. Sarah approached Anna one quiet morning. "Anna, I know you're not who you pretend to be, but I also see what you're trying to do. If you need help, I'm here to help." Anna was startled but quickly regained her composure. "Why would you want to help me?" Sarah smiled softly. "I've worked here long enough to see the injustices you're trying to change. I can't do it myself, but I believe you can." Sarah's offer gave Anna more confidence. She realized that not everyone in the company was against her, and that there were people who wanted to see positive change. From there, Anna and Sarah began to work together secretly to prepare for their next steps, despite Jack's threats. In the following days, Jack began to act. He took advantage of what he learned from Anna's notebook to organize a surprise team meeting. During the meeting, Jack deliberately put Anna in an awkward situation. "Anna, you seem to be very interested in the company's operations lately. Are you looking into something special?" Jack asked, his tone implying. Anna calmly replied, "I just want to do my job well. Learning more about the process is a way for me to contribute more effectively. Jack smiled faintly. Good, but I think everyone here would agree that it's unnecessary for an intern to spend too much time on things that aren't their responsibility, right? The eyes in the meeting room turned to Anna. Some people nodded shyly, while others remained silent, including Mia and Sarah. Anna felt the pressure rising, but she kept her composure. Jack, she said, her voice calm but clear, I'm just trying to learn and contribute to the team. If you have any concerns, I'm willing to adjust my approach. Jack was about to continue questioning, but Sarah suddenly spoke up. I think Anna's efforts have been a positive influence on the team, especially on recent projects. Sarah's words made Jack pause. Anna gave Sarah a grateful look, and she knew she wasn't the only one struggling. The meeting ended, but Anna knew that Jack wouldn't give up easily. Faced with increasingly obvious resistance, she and Sarah had to be better prepared for the next challenge. Just as Jack's implementation was about to cool, something unexpected happened. A news article revealed problems within the company, including status discrimination and a toxic work culture. The article was backed up by stories from anonymous employees, balancing the explosive speculation. The atmosphere in the room became suffocating. The leadership called an emergency meeting where everyone was asked to keep quiet with the media. Anna, though surprised by the article, realized that this was the opportunity she had been looking for. Sarah approached Anna immediately after class. What do you think about this? This article could change everything. Anna thought for a moment, then nodded. We need to take advantage of this. But be careful. This is not only an opportunity to make necessary changes, but it could also happen if they handle it wrong. Jack, meanwhile, was not standing still. Realizing that the announcement could jeopardize her position, she tried to steer Anna's leadership's opinion. It seems like some employees aren't really committed to the company, Jack pointed out in a closed meeting, but the amethyst's eyes flickered to Anna. Anna understood that time was running against her. She decided to take a bold action. She decided to contact the Zoom article user to find out the source and find a way to use it as a positive lever for her improvement plan. When Anna met with the reporter, she kept her true identity hidden, but shared more about the unexpected things she had observed. She pledged to connect the Zoom member to protect the source and support the readiness by providing more information about the members who had been enhanced. Anna left the meeting feeling both nervous and excited. This is an opportunity, she thought to herself, but if I'm not careful, it could also be the end. The storm at work continued to rise, but Anna had a plan. This is when she proves that change is inevitable, despite resistance from people like Jack. Anna sits alone in her small office, the dim light illuminating the piles of documents on her desk. Outside, the tapping of keyboards and the disjointed chatter of her employees blend together, creating a familiar background sound. But in her mind, everything is more brutal than ever. The recent media storm has changed the entire internal picture of the company. Anna knows that her upcoming actions will determine not only the future of her company, but also the future of hundreds of people. The pressure is so intense that she has to look back at her actions. A flashback takes Anna back to her early days in the industry. She was a young, enthusiastic intern who was often looked down upon by her more experienced colleagues. Anna clearly remembers the first time she was burned by her SUM in an important meeting, although her idea was later represented and received all the praise. During those years, she learned to pick herself up after falling. No one will give you an opportunity if you don't fight for it, she whispered to herself. And it was the myth that brought Anna to her current position. But at the same time, it also made her deeply understand the pain that many employees in this company are going through, the feeling of being undervalued, being oppressed by unfair architectures. Anna sighed, her eyes stopping on a small family photo placed on the table. In the photo, her mother smiled brightly, one arm holding the little Anna. Her mother had always been her greatest source of energy, the one who taught her about hidden strength and joy. You have to do the right thing, even if it's hard, her mother used to say. Those words echoed in her mind like a wake-up call. Anna knew that she couldn't let fear hold her back. She had to keep going, not only for herself, but for all the employees who were waiting for a change. She turned on her computer and began to edit a detailed plan for the session in full. This time, she decided not to stop at just listening, but to directly confront the issues, come out and make a commitment to change. When the last lines were completed, Anna felt a new flow within her. She stood up, her eyes filled with determination. It's time to face everything. There's no turning back. Outside the window, the sky began to change. The gentle morning light spread. It was a sign of a new beginning, and Anna was ready to face everything that lay ahead. Anna walked into the conference room with a strange feeling. She knew that the upcoming all-company meeting was not just a regular event, but a decisive moment for her to publicly reveal her identity and her goals for reform. Over the past several days, she had considered all sorts of scenarios, from support to fierce opposition from the leadership. Sarah walked in, carrying a stack of documents. "I've prepared everything as you requested," she said, her eyes filled with confidence. "Are you sure about this?" Anna smiled, placing her hand on Sarah's shoulder. "We have no choice. It's time to act." The atmosphere at the meeting was tense. The employees were gathered in large numbers, while the leadership sat in the front row, their eyes scrutinizing Anna's every move. When she stepped onto the stage, a hush fell over the room. "I want to thank everyone for being here today," Anna began, her voice steady. "But before we get to the point, I need to disclose an important fact. I'm not just an intern. My name is Anna Johnson, and I am the new CEO of this company." A ripple of chatter spread through the room. Some looked surprised, while others looked at her with suspicion. Jack, sitting in the back row, narrowed his eyes in defiance. "I've spent time working anonymously with people to understand the issues our company faces," Anna continued. "I've seen injustices, biases, and missed opportunities. But I stand here today to pledge that we will change." Anna laid out her plan for change clearly and in detail, emphasizing building an environment of fairness, inclusion, and innovation. Although some remained skeptical, many employees' eyes began to light up with hope. When the speech ended, the room fell silent. Then, suddenly, a round of applause rang out from Mia's side. Gradually, the applause spread throughout the room. Anna felt a new energy surge through her. After the meeting, Anna faced mixed reactions. Some employees expressed support for her, but many questioned her methods and goals. The board held a closed-door meeting to discuss Anna's decision. During the meeting, Jack tried to attack her. "Do you think you can understand everything about this company after just a few weeks of being an intern?" Anna calmly replied, "I don't claim to understand everything, but what I've seen is enough for me to realize that we need to change, and I'm willing to take responsibility for this decision." Some board members, like Mark, agreed. "She's the CEO after all. I think we should give her a chance." The board eventually agreed to let Anna go ahead with the plan, but only if she reported her progress regularly. It was a small victory, but enough to keep Anna going. Jack, refusing to accept defeat, began a covert campaign to thwart Anna's plan. He spread rumors that she was just trying to build her own image and didn't really care about the company. Anna, aware of this, decided to confront Jack directly in a team meeting. "Jack, if you have a problem with my plan, say it. I'm willing to listen." Jack sneered. "I just think we need someone who understands the company better to lead the change." Anna pulled out a file. "Here's evidence of how you've held other employees, including Mia, back. You can't deny it." Jack paled, unable to say another word. Other employees, including Sarah and Mia, began to defend Anna. It was at that moment that Jack realized he had no allies left. With increasing support from her team, Anna began to make the first changes. She organized open discussions where employees were to share their opinions without fear of judgment. Mia, with Anna's encouragement, presented a new idea for the project, which was well received. Sarah also played a key role in connecting departments and resolving minor conflicts. The atmosphere in the company began to change. From tense and reserved to more open and collaborative, Anna released a detailed transformation plan focusing on three main pillars: equity, inclusion, and innovation. Equity. Anna emphasized creating a fair work environment where all employees are evaluated based on their abilities rather than biases such as gender, age, or background. She proposed implementing objective assessment tools in hiring and promotion, along with establishing an independent committee to oversee the implementation of these policies. Bias awareness training programs will also be held periodically to raise awareness among all employees. Inclusion. To promote inclusion, Anna introduced policies that encourage diversity among employees. The company will establish peer support groups based on common interests, such as new employee groups, support groups for women in leadership, and professional communities. In addition, regular cultural events will be held to help employees better understand different cultures and perspectives, creating opportunities for strong bonds between departments. Creativity. To unleash creative potential, Anna proposes to reform the work process, allowing employees to experiment with new ideas without fear of criticism or failure. An idea fund will be established, where employees can receive small grants to experiment with creative projects. Furthermore, the company will invest in intensive training programs and skill workshops, helping employees continuously develop and innovate. Anna presented that these three pillars not only help improve the working environment, but also strengthen the company's competitiveness in the market. She concluded with a strong affirmation: we are not only changing for the better, but also to become a role model in the industry. She introduced a series of new policies, including anti-bias training, transparent reporting mechanisms, and programs to support employees in developing their skills. Some employees were initially hesitant about the changes, but thanks to Anna's patience and transparency, they gradually accepted and participated in the process. Mia and Sarah became leaders in implementing the new initiatives. Sure. Chapter 20. Reaction from the board. Not all of the board was on board with Anna's plan. From the moment the plan was announced, dissenting opinions began to emerge. Some members were concerned that the changes would be disruptive to the existing structure. They feared that implementing new equity and inclusion policies would dilute the power of long-standing departments. During a tense meeting, Richard, a veteran member, spoke up. "We've been operating this way for years, and it's been successful. Why change? What you're suggesting sounds good, but will it really work?" Jack, who had been secretly hostile to Anna, took the opportunity to express his opposition more forcefully. "We can't bet the future of the company on untested ideas. Your plans are just confusing and disrupting the staff." These criticisms created a heavy atmosphere in the meeting room. However, Anna was undeterred. She calmly listened to each comment, took careful notes, and waited until everyone had finished speaking. "I understand your concerns," Anna said, her voice still confident. "But I want to ask, are we really happy with the status quo? Look at the turnover rate, the employee satisfaction, and the opportunities we've missed. I'm not here to destroy, but to build a stronger foundation for the future." Anna went on to present specific figures, proving that the company was losing talent due to an unfair work environment and lack of growth opportunities. She also gave real-life examples from other leading companies that had implemented similar policies and achieved great success. Mark, a more open-minded board member, spoke up. "Anna is right. We can't stand still when the world around us is changing. I think this plan is worth a try." Mark's support eased the atmosphere somewhat, but there were still many skeptical eyes. To address this, Anna proposed a step-by-step approach. "We'll roll out the plan piecemeal, starting with fair hiring policies and bias training. I'll be responsible for monitoring and reporting progress regularly. If there's any indication that the plan isn't working, we'll make adjustments immediately." Anna's words gradually won over some of the board members. A vote was taken at the meeting, and the results showed that the majority agreed to test the first phase of the plan. However, there were still cold stares from those who didn't fully believe her. After the meeting, Sarah walked up to Anna and said, "You're doing great, but we still have a long way to go." Anna smiled. "I know, but at least we made a step forward today." Outside, the sun was setting, the wind was golden. Anna felt a sense of relief, but also knew that bigger challenges lay ahead. She was determined not to let the difficulties slow her down, because she believed in the goal she was pursuing: to build a fair, inclusive, and innovative company. As Anna's reform plan began to develop, the company became a battleground between two factions: those who supported the new change and those who tried to cling to the old system. The old leadership, especially Richard, increasingly tried to hold back by imposing complex reporting requirements and delaying approval of new policies. Anna felt the pressure mounting in the face of Richard's relentless criticism. But she also noticed that the younger staff and those who had suffered under the old system began to speak up more, showing real support for her. Some, like Mia and Sarah, even had the spirit to work overtime to accelerate the progress of innovative architecture. In a tense struggle, Richard spoke up. Anna, do you think your policies are really effective, or are they just creating more dissatisfaction? Anna looked straight at him, her voice full of determination. I know change is never easy, but if we don't face the current problems, the company will gradually lose its competitive strength. This is not just an innovation team, it is our survival. Her answer silenced the room, and although Richard was not satisfied, he could not abandon her argument. One day, Anna receives a personal invitation from Mr. Mark, a former board member who had kept quiet during the competition. Anna enters his office with some trepidation, but his friendly gaze puts her at ease. Anna, he begins, I must admit that I didn't believe in your plan at first, but from what I've seen, I realize that you're trying your best for the good of everyone. Mr. Mark goes on to share that, although he once thought the old way of doing things was the right way, he's starting to see its limitations. He wants to support Anna in convincing the other board members. If we want to succeed, we need to connect, he says, placing his hand on Anna's shoulder. I'll help you. Mr. Mark's support is the biggest motivation for Anna. She feels that for the first time, she has a true ally on the board. The first changes began to yield positive results. Productivity increased as employees felt their architectural opinions were heard and respected. Mia, with her new ideas, helped the company sign a large contract with an international fight. Sarah also made her mark by organizing a leadership workshop, which attracted a frozen turnout of young employees. The workshop not only raised morale, but also provided an opportunity for the departments to network, strengthening internal cohesion. On internal forums, more and more employees wrote in support of Anna. One anonymous employee wrote, For the first time in years, I feel truly valued in this company. Thank you for giving us hope. However, not everyone was happy with the changes. Richard, feeling his power threatened, secretly convened a meeting with several other leaders to find a way to stop Anna's plans. He proposed a vote of confidence to oust her. When she heard the news, Anna was undaunted. She held a full meeting to clearly present the results achieved and the upcoming plan. She also did not shy away from the obstacles she faced, emphasizing that any obstacle to reform was an obstacle to the company's development. I don't ask everyone to trust me right away, Anna said, but I ask you to look at the results and decide whether we are on the right track. The rehearsal ended with a round of applause. Richard realized that he did not have enough support to carry out his plan. After the storms, the company finally found stability. Anna's new policies not only improved the work environment, but also helped the company achieve impressive results in the market. Partners and customers began to see the company as a model of innovation and inclusion. Anna stepped out onto the balcony, looking out at the city in the sunset. She felt a deep sense of pride. The journey had not been easy, but she knew that all the hardships had been worth it. She had not only changed a company, but also the way people viewed the values of fairness and creativity. Sarah stepped out, carrying 2 cups of coffee. We did it, she said, smiling. Anna nodded. It's just the beginning, but yes, we did it. With hope in her eyes, Anna knew that she had created a solid foundation for the company to continue to grow. A new chapter has opened, not only for her, but for all those who believed in her vision.